Hello. My precious. The 6UM. Everybody must have the 6UM. Yes. It's so shiny. It's so... Shoot, that's 300 PLC. No, I can't. It's so good. 3250. But master, you must. No. You're not the hunter. You are just a fud. Not listening. Not listening. Such Creedmoor. No. Everybody must have the 6UM. Yes.
So I was laughing a minute ago because I started thinking about eyebrows again. Because I gave her more shit about the eyebrow appointment yesterday, right? And then she says, I tried to make the appointment just before we went hunting to make sure I looked good for the pictures. When I was laughing right now, that's what I was thinking about. It's Shannon, right?
Yes.
Shannon.
Yeah.
My wife drew a really good elk tag here in North Idaho. And she's a relatively new hunter, but she's full into it and loves it and all this. So we've been hiking that Canfield mountain we were just talking about with the firefighter situation and getting all ready. And we're about to go hunt in 2 weeks from today, actually. And she had it. We woke up yesterday. She had an eyebrow appointment. So she rolls over to tell, remember I have my eyebrow appointment at 9:30. I'm like, what do you even do to your eyebrows? I mean, what, there's like 3 hairs in the middle of your face that you got to go somebody special to treat them. Like what? So we were having this whole conversation on the podcast yesterday about eyebrow. Anyways, then she told me later that it was only because she wanted to look good for her hunting pictures.
She's going to kill you.
I know.
Different preparations
I guess
for every
so.
hunter.
Yes.
Shannon, did you listen to the podcast we did when we ate your food?
I actually watched a YouTube version. I don't know if that counts as listening to the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the YouTube is better because then he gets to see our fat asses eat it.
It was in the actual podcast world. It was a mixed reviewed because they said we sounded like we were eating pig slop because we were eating and breathing hard and we were excited.
In the microphone.
So I was wondering what your thought process was on that if you had listened to it. Was it a net positive for Gastronome or a net negative?
I don't really take if there's like any critical information about our meals, unless it's like exactly something targeted that I know that we need to improve. I generally just chalk it up to like everybody has their own preferences. But the fact that people are pouring in with calls and emails and coming into the shop and saying like, we've heard about you on Shoot to Hunt. I'm pretty sure it's not positive.
Nice.
That's a good way to look at it. So as you can tell on the show today, we have Shannon Waters, the founder and doer, it says on her Instagram page of Gastronome.
The doer.
I like that. The doer.
It's true.
The wearer of
the
all
doer
hats.
Of all things.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty tiny business. So I say that I do everything there, which is true. If you call or write an email, it's usually me who answers it.
How many other people are working with you?
2.
Interesting.
Do you have 3 people total that work there?
Yes.
Wow.
That's intense.
That is.
Yeah, and one of them's 2 days a week. So it's a lot of work. But we're a small, nimble, efficient team.
When did you guys start? What year?
It would have been 2020. It was right during the pandemic that I signed the lease to our current space in the middle of the pandemic. And I had been working on Gastronome probably 2 years prior to that between like my garage and a rented shared kitchen space. But it really became a serious deal in 2020.
Well, and everybody has like their why. Why? 2 things. Why did you start the business? And probably the question I get the most when I bring you up is, what the hell is Gastronome?
Yeah. I'll answer the quick one first. So Gastronome, the actual word, means a lover of food. And when I was coming up with a name for what I was doing, I was trying to think of a play on words that like who goes into the woods, like a feral eater, something that brought people with a gourmet palate into the woods. And so I ended with gastro and gnome. Yes, the word together does mean a lover of food, but the picture of the gnome going out into the woods is pretty awesome.
I just think that's Ryan.
Yeah. You said feral eater. That describes me well.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't go with that name, although, looking at some of, like, the website things were pretty funny. It didn't do well in, like, keyword searches,
I
so we
imagine.
opted out. Yeah, and then the why is basically my background is in the fine dining world, so I came up in the kitchens of Michelin-starred chefs and traveled all over the world learning different culinary techniques. I went to school in New York City, and really my intention was to be a great chef. And as the years of burnout started and my health declined both physically and mentally, I decided that I needed an out. And I needed to figure out something that was more balanced, but still got to use my love of food. So I started a different business that opened restaurants for people with a dream. Like I've got this idea for a bar or a coffee shop or this restaurant. I'd go open it, create their menu, train their staff, get the thing started for them, which brought me to Bozeman, Montana. At the time, I was mostly working in bigger cities like San Francisco, Charlotte, all over the place. But it was my first visits to Bozeman where I took on a client here that made me never want to return to a big city. So I started living my life here in Bozeman and commuting to those other locations. And I was first introduced to the backcountry where most people are eating some form of dried food if they're going for long enough into the woods. On the first like real pack rafting trip that I did, one of my friends who also shares a love of food was like, "Yeah, I'll pick you out the best freeze dried meals. Don't worry about it. I've got this handled." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Like that sounds really weird. I'm used to like packing oysters and champagne on ice and like making a sauce next to the campfire. Like I don't think I can eat a freeze dried meal." And they were like, "No, no, I'll pick out the best. You'll be fine. Just trust me. It's only 2 nights and we really can't bring fresh food. We're going into bear country." And it's like, all right. So we go out. We're on a pretty remote river in northern Montana, and he pulls out a meal that I shall not name, and he rehydrates it for me. And I'm reading the back of the bag, and I'm like, "What is this stuff? Like, none of this resembles food, and none of it can I even pronounce." And I've been in the culinary world, like, I've used lots of molecular gastronomy. None of this have I come across. I don't know what any of this would do to food. So it rehydrates. I take a bite. I put it down, and I'd say, "I'd rather starve. I'm not gonna eat this." And like that's just like not going into my body. It's not food. I'm not recognizing this as a way that I'm going to get through these woods. And I starved the rest of the trip. I did not eat anything because to me, like that, that just wasn't food. And um, so I got off the river and I just thought to myself, either everybody is doing it wrong because they don't have the skill set, or there's something that I don't understand about freeze drying food that's making it really hard to produce a good product. So I tried with one meal. Something that I love to make was a Thai green curry that I learned how to make in Thailand. And I dehydrated it and I took it on a river by myself and I ate it next to the river and I thought, shit, I have to do this. This is what I'm made for. And that was it. There was no turning back.
I see there you still have the Thai green chicken curry.
We do. It was the first one we launched with. We launched with one meal and that was it.
Still, I don't understand. So we have this thing with curry that we
Yes,
keep talking about.
we're nervous with curry.
Curry makes us nervous because of a bad experience at one time. But it's funny that so in our normal lives, at least here in North Idaho, we don't hear much about curry, and it seems to be amongst the better like yourselves. And we were talking about the other company before that the really good companies that we like definitely both have curry available. So it seems to be a lot more popular than what us rednecks are used to.
Well, I mean, so curry actually just means like a sauce. And different regions of all over the world have different types of curry. So when you talk about a Thai curry versus a Indian curry, you're going to be talking about two entirely different things. Like they
Okay.
won't resemble each other. So um, curries can be all over the board, and there's a reason I think why you find them in all sorts of meals because it just means sauce. That's like, why do you find pasta with sauce? Because it's like ubiquitous thing. A curry is a ubiquitous thing. It just means different things in different places. So yeah, they could mean a lot and give a lot of opportunity to use different flavors.
I think that's the worry for me is all over the place means one could be your butthole hurts for 2 days while you're hunting, and or one means you're gonna be fine, and you really don't know which you gotta pre-screen that shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Only the
Yeah,
curries.
for
Only the
sure.
Yeah,
curries.
the curries. Yes.
Yeah,
You said
yeah, for sure.
you said a word that us North Idaho people, molecular. What was that
I
word?
did hear that. Gastronomy?
What
Oh,
is that?
molecular gastronomy.
Yeah.
Uh, Nothing that I would use anymore, but it basically means like using like more science to produce food than like
Yeah,
flavor
you're
and
adding shit into it
um
that's not really food. It's, some type
Mm.
of preservative or
yeah,
some
you're
type of this or
or just using science to develop a food product rather than just like flavor and normal things. People use it in like avant-garde cooking where you go to like a tasting menu and you'll see someone using, oh my gosh, this feels out of the realm of this conversation, but like spherification where you encapsulate different flavors inside of a little ball. Yeah, it's not those things that you use in that are not generally what I would want to put in a backpacking
yeah,
meal.
yeah. We don't have any of that fancy stuff around here.
No.
Nor does it need a place in our world of food.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a big limb and say that
Oh,
that
shit.
meal you had on that rafting trip
Yeah.
was Mountain House, and I concur. I concur
Well,
because go ahead.
it was a pad thai and it was backpacker's pantry.
Oh, damn.
It's really offensive. Yeah.
Same thing.
Same turd, different bucket. That's what I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's said this story many times on the podcast. I started backpack hunting in 1994. You're not gonna trick me with your freeze-dried meal if it's not worth a shit. And
Yeah.
like I said yesterday, I can eat biscuits and gravy from said company, and the same day or the next day I can eat a meatball and spaghetti. And to me, they damn near taste the same, and that's not how it should be.
Yeah. I haven't eaten any of those brands since that time frame of my life when I was doing research. Um, so sometimes I think like maybe I should try them to remember how great we are, but I'm like, no, actually, that'll make me sick.
Shannon, if you do try it, you need to video it while you're doing it, and then go
Mm,
through your thought process when you're eating it. I think it would
that would be
be
like a weird horror film.
Yeah.
well, that begs the question to the next thing. So you said, okay, I'm going to make it better. How? How did you make it better? I guess without spilling the beans on, I guess inside proprietary stuff. How did you make it better?
Yeah, I mean, the how isn't proprietary. Like what I know and love about food is what makes it so great. I know my farmers, I know my ranchers, I know those ingredients, and I know that they're great. And so starting with actual food, real ingredients from farms that I know isn't proprietary. That's just hard to do. So I leverage the way that I always cook, which is mostly using the stuff that I have around me to make a better product. And if you start with great food, you're going to end with great food. Yes, there is some cooking technique that goes into that, recipe development that sources a lot from my background and things that I've learned. But for sure, number one is starting with a great ingredient.
Enhance your shooting experience with STOCKY'S stocks. Are you tired of struggling with mediocre rifle stocks that hinder your performance? Imagine having a high-quality rifle stock that not only enhances your accuracy, but also provides superior strength and a lightweight build. STOCKY'S Stocks offers a wide range of premium rifle stocks manufactured with hand layup carbon fiber construction, a patented carbon fiber AccuBlock, and multiple finish options. Whether you're a long-range shooter or a hunting enthusiast, our stocks are perfect for you. Experience unmatched precision and durability with STOCKY'S stocks. We provide stock installation instructions, technical support, and guidance to help you choose the right stock for your rifle. Upgrade your shooting game today with STOCKY'S stocks.
Along the way as you're developing all these different meals, did you learn about certain things that just would not dehydrate properly or freeze dry
Yeah.
properly?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I first started the R&D of freeze drying, I had all these fantastic menu ideas that were like gnocchi with this kind of sauce, and it turns out that gnocchi, when you freeze dry it, turns into like little golf balls that you'd probably just rather swallow whole than try to have to chew through. Um, there were things like the Indian yogurt chicken I didn't give up on, and it's on our menu now, but it started with potatoes, and I never figured out how to get the potatoes to rehydrate, so I gave it to a friend of mine, and he was like, what would go well here is cauliflower." So, some little things just didn't work, and as we continue to do R&D, I'm experimenting less with the things that I don't know about, but more with, like, other ingredients. I recently tried 17 different kinds of cheese just to see what happened to each cheese individually. And I've never eaten drywall. I know there's some people out there who have weird food fetishes and they eat drywall, but I made drywall out of feta cheese and I ate it. And it was like, wow, that was incredible. Okay, we can't serve that to humans, but I'm still finding out things that I would have never been able to come across unless we continued to test different things. So yeah, some things don't work. The pad thai noodles that everyone hates in every backpacking meal, there's a reason why they hate them. You shouldn't do them. They don't work. I can't figure out how to do it, but maybe one day I will. So yeah, lots of things don't work.
Hmm. I bet you that's just trial by error because you can't just expect it to work. It's probably intensive on that side because you can't really miss and send it out to people.
No, and gosh, like we just launched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new products this summer, and just one molten lava cake, getting that right took a year straight of testing, testing, testing. I will never eat lava cake again, never. And but like the amount of times I'm like, whoa, what happened? What, like, I don't understand why this is behaving like this. Go back to the drawing board. And you get a little bit lost, so you have to keep really good notes, because on your, like, 30th time of eating a rehydrated molten lava cake, you're like, "What did we change on this one?" So, yeah, lots of people in our building have eaten lava cake, French toast, Alfredo. All the lineup of this year has gone around our building a lot.
Nice.
You didn't miss on any of your desserts, and I'll say this, being not a small kid, uh, I probably ate in my weight in your 1 ounce Huckleberry sandwiches,
Ice cream
ice cream
sandwich.
sandwiches. I probably ate in my weight, so yeah, you didn't miss on that one. And they're 1 ounce a piece, so I ate a fucking lot of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're great little, like, 100-calorie shots. They're awesome. So, yeah, I'm glad adults like them as much as kids do.
What are your top 3 sellers across the business history there?
Oh, the rigatoni is, like,
That's my
number 1 by
yes. That's my
yeah, by the
favorite.
longest shot
It's
there
really
is.
good.
Like, I would say it takes up, like, the top 3 spots, and then, the bison chorizo hash, and, um, really, like, a huge fan club. People love that one. Um, I would say maybe out of the new ones, the Alfredo or the, Kung Pao is starting to take the lead. Both of
Mhm.
them are doing really well in comparison to the rigatoni, which, people love stuff that they can understand, so it's not shocking that the Alfredo is up there, but the Kung Pao is a very adventurous, like, very kinda off the wall flavor profile, and people keep coming back for more, so I'm happy to see that one of the top spots is being shared by one of the most adventurous meals too.
Well, I'm a French toast lover too, so the new French toast is good for me.
Oh, that one's so good, it tastes like cinnamon toast crunch.
Yes.
The surprising one to me out of all your stuff is the shepherd's pie because I hate peas, and I think the freeze drying kind of mutes the peas to where I actually like it.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I'll
Oh no,
I'll say it's great that you like the shepherd's
I
pie.
love shepherd's pie. It's always subtract the peas. Like my mom would make separate ones, one for everybody and then one for me. And
You
I
are
was like,
special.
oh, I'm very special.
Yes.
The peas, I don't know if it's muted enough. I can still taste them, but like full blood, full flavored peas, no thank you. But that I guess that tells you how well you make your meals.
Yes, if I can hide peas, I've done it right.
From a hunting perspective, do you think you have a larger volume of just backpackers and hikers, or do you think hunting has a big part of your business?
When I first started the business, I hadn't started hunting yet, and back in 2020 was the first time that my dad invited me out on a family hunt. And up until then, like, I thought I was making food for pack rafters and everything that I did, climbing, hiking, biking, backpacking. And I was like, this is who eats this food. And it wasn't until one, getting into the hunting space, but two, having the first season under my belt that I was like, oh my God, it's August and September where we see the most people. It's not May, June, July. So I would say that it's probably 70% hunting, and then
Wow.
30% is filled in by the rest of it, which is awesome. It's really awesome to be surprised by our community and see who's actually eating our food, and now to be able to connect with them now that I've gotten into the hunting community as well.
Uh-huh. So you said August, September. You mean visits into the store?
Yeah, basically, like when people are getting ready, archery is a little bit bigger than rifle just due to the amount of time people spend outside and how
Mhm.
far they go. Rifle's colder. People don't want to sleep outside, so they're not eating as much freeze dried food. But August, September, when archery starts, people start fueling up.
Okay.
Makes sense. Funny, my cousin asked, "Well, how do you know?" This was about a month ago. "How do you know they're not anti-hunting?" I said, "Well, if you go to their front page, there's a lady in full Sitka putting a fuel into a Sitka backpack." So I said, "It's a big stretch if they're anti-hunting to have camo on the front page."
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't. You guys haven't been to our shop, but right when you walk in, there's a picture of a doll sheep hunt. So it's just a doll sheep on somebody's back, and then there's a blacktail deer hanging right when you walk in that my dad sent me as a Valentine's Day gift. But um, yeah, we have animals in the shop. So if
Hell yeah.
you don't like hunting, I guess there's some stuff you might disagree with, but I didn't create food for just one version of the outdoors. It's for everybody. So hopefully they can all get along.
Yeah, we should. Have you ever gotten any flack from that? From, I call it the granola side?
No, I don't think so. I can't think of anything that would strike me, but it'd be pretty easy for me to defend as someone who takes a lot of pride in where I get my food from. So hunting just fits in with how I like to source food, anyways.
Do you think that at some point in your business, being direct to consumer is going to kind of inhibit your growth a little bit, and you might seek to have dealers and wholesalers?
Or the quality of your meals, it could being able to scale it.
Yeah.
No, no, not at all. I mean, we still have the ability to grow as it stands right now. Like I said, we only have 3 people in the shop, and one of those people is part time. If we wanted to expand more than we are right now, we certainly could. We tend to sell out right around the end of the season every year, so we've kind of got numbers dialed. If we want to make more, we make more. If we don't, we don't.
So definitely slowing down towards the winter months. Do you guys you just spread out your cooking kind of batch intervals, or how do you manage the slow time in the winter?
Yeah, people ask if we take time off in the winter, and I'm like, that's hilarious. No, we cook 52 weeks a year. We produce at the same rate all year so that we can have enough food for the on season, which is
Okay.
basically May to November.
Nice. That's probably a better approach. It's kind of like if you're a teacher and you're off for 3 months, it's better to spread your payout over the 12 months rather than take it all in 9 kind of situation. So you're building up inventory over the winter time to be able to handle the rest of the year.
Yeah, yeah, and we have great data on what people want to buy. So I schedule out how many weeks of rigatoni we're making and how many weeks of this, and hopefully we hit the numbers and did the projections right.
Are you guys already planning? Let's say you just released several new meals, but are you already having to plan for like the following years? Kind of, do you try to release some new meals every year, and how long does that process take?
Yeah, basically. So once I can like see the sky through the clouds come like start of rifle, I would say, I start thinking about the flavors that I want to launch in the next year, and we'll take the off season for me to be able to break away from like the retail storefront and customer service emails. I actually have time to do R&D. So I'll start working on them right around the winter. And it takes about maybe 3 months to land on what I'm going to actually work on. I'll narrow it down to like 2 or 3 recipes and then go from there. And that'll take about 6 months to fully get it off the ground. But this year, since we just launched a handful, I'm not sure what next year looks like. I haven't had time to stop and think about R&D for the next flavors, but we definitely will in the winter.
How do the taste tests go on that? Like Jake talks about this tea taster that he's like the be all end all. It's you go or no go with one guy. Is it Shannon that decides in the end? Do you send it to testers? How does that work?
Well, I'm kind of like the first line of defense. If it's not going to get past me tasting and I don't think it's great, I'm not going to see if other people think it's great. I'm not like, oh well, my critique is so strong that other people might like it. Like I try to get it to the top point and then I'll start sending it out. So by the time anyone other than me is eating it, it's probably really great as is, but I'll listen to feedback and sort of tweak from there. But yeah, the taste testing, it happens in the shop. I'll make small batches of stuff. Oh God. I'll make like really gross things that don't even go into a freeze dryer, things that just like don't work at all. And we'll have them for stock meal, send them home with some of the crew and send them around the building. So the first couple of months are like not super fun because a lot of stuff doesn't work. And then after that, once we get them in, we have like tester bags. We get them in tester bags and we eat them as if like we're in the backcountry. We'll take them home, or maybe we'll actually like go out camping and try them. Then we'll start to refine it once it's in the tester bags.
I just want you to know that we have 2 professionals in this building if you ever need testers.
You know what's wild is we actually have a roster of people. We had a Kickstarter 2 or 3 years ago to launch a couple meals, and part of the tier levels, I don't know if you're familiar with Kickstarters, but you like buy into a certain investment. And we have an entire roster of people who bought into the tasting club, and they are like indicted forever into this
That's awesome.
club where you get all the samples. So once I get them to a point where I believe that they might go out to real humans, I think there's like 13 people on it. Those 13 people get a sample and get to try it out. So
we missed that fucking boat.
Jeez.
I'm sorry to say that club is full, but no, when we get closer to some menu options, it's always nice to get people who eat a lot of our meals or eat a lot of freeze-dried meals to weigh in. So I'll definitely keep you guys in mind for the next round of fun stuff that happens.
Have you ever done any seasonal meals, or has anybody ever reached out to you to do kind of like a partner type of meal before? Like, did you have any limited releases?
Yeah, we do get a lot of requests to do like partnerships or collaborations. Um, yes, the bison chorizo hash was a collaboration between Ty Stubblefield and I. When I first met Ty, he was also in the process of launching his bison ranching business, and I met him and I was like, God, I got to work with this guy, and I've never worked with bison meat, and so that meal was born out of like a true collaboration of like, let's do something together. Um, but I can't think of any other example where someone was like, oh, I want to try this out together. But I'm always open to it.
I have one, and the beans are already
all right.
out
What do
there,
you got?
It's so simple, and I do not understand why it has not been done. It's simple.
What?
Why can't anybody just make Thanksgiving dinner? Why not?
Okay, actually, we have thought about Thanksgiving dinner. Especially because it's still like right around the time when hunting is concluding in Montana. And yeah, like, did we ever do it? No, we've talked about it every Thanksgiving, I think, and we've never done it. So now that's on my radar to think about, because it is like the textures and the flavors are so comforting. You would have to figure out how to make turkey like not nasty, but I think there's a way to do that incorporates it into like the mashed potato goodness. And like, if you're from the Midwest like me, there's green bean casserole that has to get mixed into the potatoes, and there's gravy.
And if there's a way to put in cranberries in there, anyway, like I put it in the potatoes too. It's fucking delicious.
I think it should have like a mini can of the cranberry jelly. Also, the Illinois in me is speaking out. So now it's out there.
Why? Like, and I look and I scour. I haven't wrote a script for it yet to search for it, but why? It's like, is there a problem in that freeze drying that we are not aware of for mashed potatoes, gravy, and turkey, and then whatever the add-ons are? It shouldn't be that big of a stretch for a freeze dryer to do that.
No, there's not a problem. It's honestly just because I forget. I will
Mm,
try this. I've just committed myself to making a Thanksgiving meal, at least a couple of them to see how it turns out.
nice.
Yeah, because it's easy sell. I mean, it's not hard to sell hunters on that. In my
Yeah.
No,
opinion.
especially because we're like all out during that last week of Thanksgiving
It
anyway.
is. Yeah.
So
It is the exact
yeah,
right time of season.
Yes.
yeah. Okay, noted. Put it in my things to do.
One thing I always look at is the shelf life. The shelf life of your product is what?
Well, it depends on the fat content of each meal, but we generally say between a year and a half and 5 years. So definitely less than like your mountain house built for the apocalypse situation. Um, but it's still what we feel is long enough for people to use in the season or two ahead.
So if I got a sausage rigatoni in the back seat that I didn't see for 10 years and I pop it out and I eat it, what would happen?
Nothing. It's totally
You
fine.
would
So
taste
shelf.
deliciousness.
No. Okay. I'm happy to go into the like science of what happens here. So basically, freeze dried food, if it is eliminated from water, there's no water in that bag to a certain extent. There's like a microbial activity number that freeze dried food is below. It's not going to grow bacteria for any period of time. It doesn't matter a year from now or 40 years from now, it will not have grown bacteria so long it was sealed, kept in an environment that it didn't get water or sunlight. Nothing's going to happen to it. It will be safe no matter what. So you could take any gastronome meal 20 years from now, eat it. The problem is that oxygen in that bag will oxidize the fats in there, which is very different than spoiling it. And it will just make it taste really dull. I don't know if you've ever had like old olive oil or butter that's been in your fridge for a really long time and exposed to air. It just tastes like null and void of flavor, and just like off. So that's the only thing that would happen to really any of these meals over a period of time. But it will never be unsafe for you.
Is that like the reason that the mainstream freeze dried meals with all those preservatives taste so damn bland is because of the preservatives?
You know, I can't speak to why their food is so gross, but I can say that the preservatives that they add into the food make it harder for you to digest. They don't necessarily add to the flavor or um, really change the flavor at all, but I would imagine that over time those meals are pretty oxidized and then they're not going to taste great.
Yeah, and like day 3 and meal 3, it feels like you're having a baby the next morning. Yeah, that's a fucking thing.
Yeah,
Ain't no
that's a
stool
that's a
softener.
direct result of that's a direct result of those stabilizers they're adding in.
Gotcha. And then the biggest other kind of bitch about freeze dried is water. How do you guys come up with your amount of water you put in each meal?
So that's part of the testing process. I actually like put each meal on a scale, and I add water to the exact gram weight, and then I translate that to ounces, and that's what we put on the bag.
Hi, I'm Brent Jarbo, CEO of ADG. For the past decade, we've been dedicated to crafting the highest quality, 100% American-made rifle brass to meet all your hunting and long-range shooting needs. This year, we're excited to introduce our new 6.8 Western and 270 WSM cases. With over 250 years of combined industry experience, we're committed to excellence. Look for our distinct orange boxes wherever you buy your reloading supplies. Whenever you need quality rifle cartridge cases, choose ADG Premium Rifle Brass, where precision meets performance.
So you're testing different amounts of water to get like kind of the best reconstituted texture.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll always change because, one piece of zucchini on this day will dry differently than one piece of zucchini on another day. So it might be like a little more, a little less porous depending on the drying environment. But in general, we try to nail those numbers for people.
So Shannon's going on a 3-day backpacking hunt. What does her meals look like?
Oh, gosh, I always try to eat, like, the weird one-offs we have in the cabinets that are like, "Okay, this molten lava cake didn't work," or "This cinnamon French toast doesn't have any whipped cream with it." So I'm always taking, like, the off ends from the shop or, like, some weird experiments
Oh,
that just didn't necessarily work out.
There's the
Um
Blem cabinet. That's where she's shopping.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That would be my
And it's,
wife to the T,
like
dude, because she don't want to take product off the shelf that can make money.
yeah.
She's gonna be in the Blem cabinet eating the stuff
exactly.
that she can't sell.
Okay, you're set. It's going
Yeah,
out for a review. What would you send for a guy that's going on a 3-day backpack hunt? What would that be?
well, my first question is, do you have any dietary restrictions? And then I'll go from there. But if someone says, no, I don't have any dietary restrictions, then I like to ask them what they like to eat. So I really like to get a sense for what people
Uh-huh.
enjoy eating. And for me, it's not just like, oh, here's the calories and here's the thing that would, we wouldn't be producing the food we are if that's how I thought about food. So I really do like to get a sense for what somebody likes to eat. And if they're like, I love everything, I have no dietary restrictions, I just want to be happy, then I would go the route of like one super adventurous one. Like, let's send you the spicy kung pao that has Sichuan peppercorns in it that numb your mouth and like that's, the most exciting meal that you can possibly get from us. And then I'll send you the rigatoni because I know there's nothing that is better than that in a bag right now. And you'll be happy, you'll be content, you'll be super full. Um, and then I might go with a shepherd's pie, which is like a happy medium. It has a really intense red wine rosemary sauce that elevates what someone already thinks is a super chill meal. Like a shepherd's pie is going to be something they know, but not yet had with those flavor profiles. So I'd send those three dinners. And then for breakfast, I love to send a peach cobbler. I just think it gets a kick out of like people get a kick out of having a peach cobbler for breakfast because I do it. And it's also like the best way to start a day is like super high calorie. It's fruit, it's healthy. There's things in there, dairy, you're good. And then the bison hash wins everybody, and the biscuits and gravy is another great one that's like a shoe in. So that would be my lineup is a peach cobbler, a bison hash, a biscuits and gravy, and then a little bit of comfort with a little bit of flair for dinner.
Nice.
You're good at this. You're good at this.
It's
If
like you've been on the phone with customers before.
Yeah, like
I have, and food is really like the thing I know best. It's food is my love language. It's the only thing I've really ever done professionally. So
Well, she
it's all
didn't
I
just
think
she didn't
about.
just name the meals. She like kind of fucking sold it because she knows all
oh
the
yeah, dude,
ingredients and all that, right? Like
it was felt like I
you're
was.
making my mouth water a little bit
Yeah.
just hearing you describe them. Then that's the way to do it.
I felt like it was in Joel Osteen of food out there. He's just
Joel
preaching
Osteen.
to me.
That's funny.
So the sausage rigatoni is like if you had to send out one meal to one person you knew nothing about, would that be the one?
So long as they didn't have any dietary restrictions, yes, that's the one that I'm like,
That's my
God,
one.
this is like unbelievable that it's in a bag.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the first thing I ate from you guys, and I was like, like I always say, am I hungry? Was it that good? And I was like, try another one. I was like, shit.
That's the fat guy in the
Yeah.
back of your head. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure if it was that
Yeah,
good.
was
Let
I-
me eat it again.
Yeah.
Maybe I should eat another. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
fourth cookie was really good, but I'm not sure if they were all that
I
good.
better try
me
one more.
one more cookie.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't cook
Yeah.
just one huckleberry ice cream sandwich. You make 5.
That's funny.
Right. That's how that math works. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself getting into any type of kind of like lunch items? Let's say like a cold chicken salad or like some dips or something like that. Kind of smaller deals for lunch.
I've thought about that, and that's a good question. Like the salsa that we make for the bison chorizo hash is like this delicious tomatillo salsa, and we always have leftovers of it that we take home, and
Mhm.
people use it at home for whatever they do. Um, but I've always thought like, would people want to take a salsa out into the backcountry that they could like put on a burrito, or they bring a bag of
Yes.
chips, or like whatever people use salsa for? Um, so yeah, like if the answer is yes, maybe I need to explore that. Because I have thought about like dips, and one of my old staff members used to make this buffalo chicken dip that is like
Nice.
the grossest, most delicious thing you will ever eat. It's like a game day favorite. And I'm like, why would you not want that in a bag?
One thing that blew my mind, and Jake brought it on a hunt we went on, and is from a company is queso dip. So
Packet Gourmet.
you need to go into making some queso because they're not consistent with it, and I think it'd be a home run for you.
They do like limited batches of it, but I brought one. So my son's a big boy too, and we've been hunting all together for a long time now, and yeah, so Mason brought the dip one time because that was his favorite, and got Ryan hooked on it, but they don't do it consistently now. That's kind of why I brought it up, and they do. For us during lunch, we really don't want to heat up water so much, so some type of cold lunch products would be good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the dip is not a cold one. That was more like an appetizer for dinner kind of situation, but they definitely loved it.
Yeah, I haven't thought much. I know some people ask us about like cold soaking stuff and soaking stuff overnight. And for me, there's just like a lot of food safety issue there that I, take arms with. But I don't know about the cold soaking thing, but possibly like side dishes, dips, things that you could bring along that are like an add-on to a trip.
Nice. Queso dip,
Yeah.
buffalo chicken dip. That all sounds good.
I'm just gonna start once a week, just PMing her.
There you go.
Thanksgiving dinner
Yeah,
queso.
buffalo
Thanksgiving dinner
Exactly.
queso.
Yep. And then
Nice.
one day it'll just show up in your mailbox.
There you go.
That's the dream. That's the dream. It's funny because I sit there now. We're right on the edge of hunting season, and I am dead serious about what I have to eat. And I have a whole bunch of I just love one thing from Pinnacle. It's their jalapeno sausage biscuits, and pretty much your whole lineup of your main meals, even the shepherd's pie with those damn peas.
Yeah.
Yep.
The peas that you admittedly don't notice anymore.
Yeah. It's funny because as a hunter, like your gear list, as you move through hunting over the years, your gear list gets so refined that like the man in us wants to think about hunting and plan for it and do this and do that and get ready. And you almost don't it's almost like automatic except for the food. So that's what you tend to think about more than anything as you're leading up. Oh, what meals do I need to get? Or what am I going to have this day? What am I going to do for lunch? What are my snacks going to be? All that kind of stuff.
And you go out there and, I'm fat, hot, and sweaty, and I don't want to eat food if it's not good. And if you stop eating, you tend to get, real lazy real quick and say, I don't want to go up over that next hill, or maybe I should go back home and reconfigure and regroup and come back later, which you never come back. So food and water plays a way bigger part in a hunt, especially a hard backpack hunt, than people could ever imagine if they haven't done it before.
Keeps you in the woods.
Yeah, it does. Good food keeps you in the woods, and you make fantastic food.
Thanks. Yeah. And you said something that's like spot on. And I don't know if you noticed it, but like all the things that you said that you would leave because of food, they're all mental things. They're not like a physical, I'm not full thing. And that's so important about food is that like we are mentally attached to it. It's like an emotional thing. If we have a bad meal, we just want to go have a burger. If we only have crap left in our backpack, we're like, yeah, let's come back tomorrow. So it's like really about the food and what you have with you that'll keep you out there for a little bit longer. If you know you've got a good meal that night, you're like, all right, we'll stick it out through sundown.
Yeah, you're right. Like you said earlier, if I'm looking at 2 bags of drywall, I'm probably headed fucking to the truck. If I'm looking at 2 good bags of Gastronome, I'm probably going to stick it out a few more days.
Yeah. There you go.
Right. It's like, whatever. I'll stay a couple more hours. It's fine.
Well, that leads the question. Do you have any good hunts coming up this year?
So normally I would say yes. I have a baby due in a couple months here.
Oh,
congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah. And it's funny because when I had friends that would get pregnant and have a baby during hunting season, I'm like, why would you do that? What kind of person would schedule a baby for the fall? And now that I have a kid and another one on the way, I'm like, it's an absolute miracle that I'm having a baby. I am so excited that it's arriving in November. So, yeah, I'm one of those people that I'm due November 17th. So, yeah, something I said I would never do. I didn't really have a lot of choice in.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say sometimes they're
super
not
stoked.
planned.
No, and sometimes they're just a blessing that you need to welcome any time of year. So, yeah, I am interestingly navigating this hunting season. We didn't get our antelope tags, which I was like, that would be such an easy one to be able to just like hop out of the truck and move this like 30-pound ball on my stomach around. And didn't get our rifle tags for that. I think we'll probably get out for some just general season like deer. I don't think I can go anywhere near the elk woods with how slow I'm moving right now. But my family does that blacktail hunt in Oregon every year, and sadly, it's like right at when I'm supposed to have a baby, which my dad was like, "But you can come and like just have a baby there." I was like, "Dad, that is so nice that you want me there this year, but I'm not giving birth in a cabin in the woods in the middle of nowhere. That's really sweet."
That's funny.
So yeah, this year's gonna look a little bit different for us, but um, the best part about having these kids is the future investment in a hunting buddy. And even our 1-year-old, well, she was one during last hunting season. She came with us on every hunt. And um, people think that your hunting stops when you have a baby, and maybe the year that you're like giving birth in hunting season, sure. But for me, it's just given me more reason to go out, find different hunts, find more approachable hunts. And everywhere I mark on my Onyx, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a great one. Like, it's only a half mile in to get to this glassing spot. I can bring Charlie. We can go every year together. And yeah, it's definitely changed how I foresee each hunting season, and brought a new level of excitement to introducing someone else to it.
This is baby number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Jake,
Baby number 2.
me and Jake both have 2, and we both have a boy and a girl. And I'll say stop right there.
Yeah.
Go no more.
It's
You're
enough.
good.
Yeah. Don't worry. Once we're outnumbered, we're done.
That's my wife says it all the time. I never want them to outnumber. We're stopping at 2.
Right. Yeah. You need like a 1-to-1 ratio so that everyone can have coverage.
Mine are 16 and 17. I'm almost done, and Ryan's are both out of that. Well, both out of the house and then back to the house, basically. But
Yeah, one's living with me. She's building the house, which is a good thing. But
yeah,
it's hard to have them love them to death. But I also say on a lot of tokens they're a little overrated in some aspects. I should have raised dogs, but I love them to death.
Oh, yeah. And, who knows if they'll end up being interested in the same things. But right now, I have it in my head that my little girls are going to be real into hunting with me, and it'll be fun to raise a couple of girls in the woods.
yeah.
Oh, so it's a girl.
Well, you definitely have a lot of influence over that, so that's a good
Yes,
thing.
if you want to watch a good show we put out, it's A Father's Love. It's about a guy named Jim that has 4 daughters that all hunt hard. It's a pretty good show.
Oh, I'm definitely going to watch it. Father's Love.
Father's Love. It's on Shoot to Hunt's YouTube channel. We should be plugging that more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Shoot to Hunt's YouTube. It's a really good show that Luke put together.
Oh, I'll plug it right now. I'm going to go watch A Father's Love on the Shoot to Hunt YouTube channel after this, because yeah, I would love to see more girls getting into hunting, especially like under the guidance of their dads, and have a great mentor to get them started. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not guaranteed. I know lots of kids. Jake's know lots of hunters that have kids. They don't hunt. My daughter doesn't hunt. My son kind of hunts, and he has 3 daughters, and it'll probably be 4 that are hunting maniacs. It's kind of an oddity.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get to pick what they're into, and you kind of have to honor whatever direction they want to go in. But I'll at least attempt to expose them to something that they could fall in love with. And if they do, fantastic. If they don't, whatever.
And really, those up and comers right now might be the most important generation to get involved too.
Absolutely,
as the world is changing.
Absolutely, and I think there's a huge correlation between kids that hunt or kids that play sports are very productive members of society later on.
Yeah, and I just think of all the things that you can get your kids into. If they're spending more time out in nature and less time indoors, what's the worst that can happen? They grow an appreciation for the outdoors no matter what.
Yeah, and you get more taste testers, Shannon.
Right. Yes. The most important thing is that they become employees and recirculate them into the business.
Yes. They're the cheapest employees.
Yeah, but I think you're really right. It's good to expose the next generation to hunting and sourcing their own food. And I'm a hunter's ed instructor here in Montana, and generally speaking, most of the kids that come in are kids. I had one group of women that were all late onset hunters. But in general, like, we're just seeing kids, and it's really cool to be at the ground level of teaching them what hunting is about. You go through all the things that you need to hit, like hunter safety and gun safety and archery and all of the like actual tool sets that you need, but you do get to talk a lot about the hunting ethics and get to see them starting their hunting careers as young kids and be a part of that. It's pretty cool.
Is it hard to become an instructor in Montana?
Hard? No. You do have to offer, it's a volunteer position. So you do have to offer quite a bit of your time to be available for those classes. And there's also like range days that you have to go out and be at the range and be available for that. So no, I wouldn't say it's hard. It's definitely rewarding and it's a really cool thing to be a part of the fish and wildlife here, and have some insight into how it all works. So hard, no. Enjoyable, yes.
Nice. Well, that's all I have. Jake, you have anything else?
Think we're good.
Shannon, where can people stalk you at?
So the easiest place to do it is our website. You can just go on gastronomeals.com. Especially this time of year, it's always good to know that we ship either the same or next business day. It arrives within a couple of days of that. Or if you're local to Bozeman or somewhere, especially folks that are listening to this that might be local to you guys in Idaho, if you pass through Bozeman, we have a retail store. And it's just in Bozeman. You can Google it and pop in. I'm always there. And those are the two ways to get us.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. This was awesome.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah, for sure. And if any listeners have any follow-up questions or want to dive into flavors or thoughts about food, or maybe offer another idea than the Thanksgiving meal, you can shoot us a DM or shoot us an email, and I will tell you if it's a horrible idea or if I'll add it to my list.
Nice.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
By the 6 We're gonna 6'5" Creedmoor.